girl their drawings.
I wasn't even gonna bring this up. In all honesty, I was gonna do a whole Toga waifu material video, but then I realized, oh, I kind of did that last month, so let's not repeat the same video again. But when it comes down to it though, this probably might just show you definitively how cracked out the entire anime community can get, right? At least on the modern side of times, right? Because back then, a ship happens, no one really cared that hard, and if you did care, it's like, gee willy, that sucks, boyo. But at the very same time, we kind of just move on. It's not necessarily anything that deep. Now it's like, oh, shipping is everything, it is my life and reason to live, and if a certain shit doesn't happen, my existence didn't mean anything. And boy howdy, that's basically kind of how a lot of people was feeling about the whole Izuku and Ochako relationship. I'll keep very much say, I am not necessarily someone that cares for shipping on the highest extent, right? There is not many times where I'll sit here and be like, you know what, I wish this character got with this character, because I just don't really care for that type of thing, right? Besides, if it's not my OC clapping the cheeks of a certain character, or just the character I want to see getting clapped, then, you know, all shipping doesn't necessarily matter to me. That just personally my happiness. But when it comes down to it though, plenty of people care for it, and it's just like, you know, it's whatever. That's what people want to do. That's what people want to do. But then it gets to a point where you get certain characters and certain shows and certain people acting out in ways where they absolutely need to calm the hell down. Like, I have seen a lot of crackhead behavior within the anime community. This is just more on that higher level of crackhead behavior. Going as far as to block the creator of the damn show because your shit didn't win. This isn't a game of Survivor. This isn't the Survivor series, which, did you watch that last night? Probably didn't. You ain't a wrestling fan. You didn't see Shinsuke win the United States Championship. Probably didn't see that at all. But the point is though, the way people went about this shit is so wild. Let's just keep it very much a stack. Deku, Ochako, big booty Ochako, gravity going to her ass Ochako, was already having feelings for Deku immediately. Like, when we first saw that kind of happen in the show, you already know, yeah, that's pretty much gonna be the main thing, right? And the fact that people were so blindsided by this, like, oh, this can't happen, this would never happen. 9 times out of 10, when an anime tells you, hey, this is the main girl, this is the main guy, and they have some type of connection with each other like this, 9 times out of 10 that's gonna connect and they're gonna, you know, be together, right? That's majority of the time, outside of rare instances where it might be someone else or someone might die so they don't get that chance. And that's like the rare instance, but majority of the time, the first girl you see is usually the girl that's gonna be with the main character. That's just kind of how it is. Not every time, again, because you have something like Naruto and Hinata, that wasn't, you know, Hinata was like the main girl, Sakura was technically, so, you know, that's a bit different. But other than that, that's kind of usually how it works. But I think the most telling thing about this entire situation, which really shouldn't be a situation, is just kind of how people responded to it, right? Because obviously the characters in the show, they want this thing. Hell, Toga, of all people, in the afterlife, pushing Ochako to be like, go get your mans, because she already know what time it is, knowing that love in Ochako's heart was gonna go to him, and, you know, didn't want that shit to be squandered, even though the characters already knew that's kind of where they wanted to be at or where to go. It literally took this for people to really understand. And then when people really did see it, again, the crash out ensues. Like, my goodness forbids that we have a straight relationship in 2024 to 2025 and beyond that. I mean, if you've also been following My Hero for a long ass time, I mean, you've been seeing how the different ships has been, like Ochako and Toga, or Deku and Bakugo, or Bakugo and Ochako for whatever reason, and things of the sort like that. You already know there was some crackhead ships already out there, and you know that shit wasn't never going to actually happen for multiple reasons, mainly story reasons, because why would, for example, the Ochako and Toga one, that shit really wouldn't work out, and it will probably be a very weird ass relationship if it did. That's why Toga is dead, because her way of loving things doesn't necessarily work. There's gonna be blood involved, potentially a stabbing or two, and it's not gonna be the healthiest relationship to really ever have, you know? And that's kind of the point of Toga's story. She was someone that suffered a lot and, you know, couldn't necessarily live in the world of how things are, so she was gonna change it, but realized that shit was gonna work, so she kind of had to go and do what she was gonna do, you know? That's just basically how it is. And then if we look at someone like, you know, Deku and Bakugo, they are just best friends. This is one of the damn things I hate about just the fictional side of the communities that exist in any shape and form, is that if you see two guys together or two girls together and they're literally stated to be best friends, every single person in that damn community, for whatever dumbass reason, being like, somebody's gay. Why is this the case? Why can't they just be chill? Why can't they just be straight or chill or whatever? Why does that have to automatically be the assumption of what's going on? And then if it's not the case, then you're actually the enemy or something like that. That's the dumb shit I don't get. Like, for example, Sora and Riku from Kingdom Hearts, they are by far the best definition of two bros being best friends, right? That's literally how it is. But what do you normally typically get? You get a lot of yaoi shit that come out of it, which at this point, that's just how the Kingdom Hearts community is. It is what it is, and they're not necessarily going effing overboard on that type of subject when it comes down to it, though. But this of Bakugo and Deku, they go completely out of bounds of that shit. Also, if I'm gonna be honest, if I'm the creator of my hero and I had to deal with trash ass fandom, toxicness all the damn time, sending death threats my damn way, much less trying to, you know, see people getting their information doxed because of a certain opinion and shit like that happening constantly over and over again, honestly, yeah, I would probably do the same damn thing. I would definitely, if I was even going to lean into a, you know, a way where it could have been Ochako and Toga or a Deku and Bakugo situation, I would just piss you off just because of how shitty the fandom has been. They have been shitty from day, honestly, I won't say day one, but they've been shitty really for a good chunk of effing time. And seeing how this shit just went over time and seeing how many different types of ways people got pissed off at Horikoshi and his team, and literally anything that he do, he breathes wrong and everybody start getting mad. I would definitely just go in and be like, yeah, this is the relationship as well, much less this is some also other extra stuff in the story that I wasn't going to do, but I'm gonna just do it anyway because F you, this is my story. And that's essentially the message at the end of the day of all of this. This is essentially Horikoshi's story. It is not anybody else's story to come through and try to change up. If you want your own story to see, you know, two characters getting together because you just want gay representation or you just want whatever the hell you want, make your own damn story. This isn't how it works. That's just how it kind of goes. And then when your story ends up being shit because that's the only thing you really wanted from a story and characters, and no one bats an eye at your own damn story, then we're gonna just go back to the cooler and better thing and never really pay attention to what you did ever again. And again, this is mainly the reason why I'm like, yeah, I hate the shipping community for the most part, because just like, no matter what you establish or what you set out to do, even if you had these characters day one, first page of the damn manga, just already together, there's still going to be people out there that's going to be like, you know what, I'm basically going to just go ahead on a limb and just start trying to make these characters gay, or, you know, try to make them in whatever other shape and form that we can make them, and all that sort of stuff. I promise you, and I said this before and I said this again and I will say it again, I bet 100% if the fandom wasn't as ass as it was and you let Horikoshi cook up whatever he wanted to cook up, I promise you that My Hero Academia that we got in terms of the whole story probably would have been 5.7% better than how things turned out, right? Don't get me wrong, the way the story kind of went and how things is good, but I promise you, if people weren't threatening this man and trying to harass this man on a daily effing basis, I promise you the story would actually be like a whole lot better without all that pressure, then, you know, added with it. So there is definitely that, you know, but that's just kind of how it is. So overall, I'm not surprised by this. Anybody that is surprised about this is absolutely a jackass and on some weird ass energy. And definitely, you take shit too seriously. Go outside, breathe air, touch grass, and all that jazz that people like to say nowadays when it comes down to it. Because, yeah, this is just obviously unhealthy as hell for you. Go outside and literally do anything else that doesn't require you shipping two people together that's gay for whatever reason, or anything like that, you know? Just overall. And if there's any lesson to be learned at in all of this, is that just because two characters sit beside each other or is by each other a lot of the time, and you can definitely see a dynamic shifting in those characters kind of having similarities or whatever, or however it is, that doesn't automatically qualify them to be gay as shit. That just doesn't work like that. It will never be like that unless the creator of that show or media says so. So that's just how it is. Imagine you go to work and someone just like, damn, you two co-workers work together a lot, so you might well suck each other's dick right now. You know how annoying that shit will be? Bitch, I'm taking my whole ass laptop and I'm cracking your head with it. That's just how it is. But overall, that's essentially what I wanted to say for this one. So hopefully you did enjoy. If you did, be sure to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification on my outs. Also follow me on socials, and if you'd like to donate to the channel, Kofi and Cash App is available as well. And until then, it's your boy Jay, sign off. Have a blessed day.